There are places on this earth that ask something of you before they reveal themselves. Tatev Monastery is one of them. To arrive here is to surrender to the journey, to step into one of the longest aerial tramways in the world, the Wings of Tatev, and be carried over gorges and forest and the ancient breath of the Vorotan River far below. The cable cuts through the mountain air that is brisk, clean, and faintly sweet. And then through the cabin glass you see it, the great plateau, the towers, and the cross reaching upward. Your heart knows it before your mind does. Built in the 9th century upon basalt cliffs above the Vorotan Gorge, Tatev Monastery did not merely survive, it endured. Earthquakes, invasions, centuries of silence. The stones absorbed it all. Stand inside its walls and you will feel a quality of stillness that is not emptiness. It is fullness, the accumulated prayers of 1,000 years pressed into every mortar joint, every carved khachkar cross, every worn threshold stepped across by bare and sandaled feet. Beneath the monastery, carved into the cliff itself, are the cave hermitages, which are small, lightless chambers where monks withdrew entirely from the world and entered through prayer and deep meditation. Seen from above, these openings in the rock feel like the eyes of the mountain, watching, patient, and knowing. They are a reminder that the deepest human longing has always been the same, to touch the sacred. And on April 24th, the world pauses to hold the memory of 1.5 million Armenian souls lost in the genocide of 1915. A people nearly erased from the earth, their churches burned, their manuscripts scattered, their names dissolved into the dust of the Syrian desert. And yet, Tatev stands. This is the mystery at the heart of the Armenian spirit, that a people who have known such devastation chose in the aftermath not only survival but beauty. The monasteries rebuilt, songs preserved, and prayers continued in the same ancient language, a language so old it carries the smell of incense and mountain wind. To come to Tatev is to understand that memory and love are not opposites of grief. They are its deepest form of healing. I have been to Tatev twice, in 2014 and again in 2023, and both times I was received by Father Mikhail, the abbot of the monastery. There is no adequate way to describe what lives in his eyes. It is not performance or doctrine. It is something simpler and more radical. It is joy. The kind of joy that has passed through sorrow and come out the other side as something unshakable. His smile does not flicker, it rests. And in its rest, you feel, perhaps for the first time in a long while, that the world is held. And what does it mean to say that Christ consciousness is alive at Tatev? It means this, that the teaching Jesus embodied, that love is not a sentiment, but the very structure of reality, has been tended here like a flame in a cave, unextinguished across centuries of darkness and trial. It lives in the altar's carved stone, in the way morning light enters a narrow window and falls exactly on an ancient cross. It lives in the trees in the courtyard, whose roots have split and healed the stone, who do not ask permission to grow. It lives in the birds that pass through the mountain air without urgency, as if they know something the rest of us are still learning. Tatev is not a museum of faith. It is a living expression of it. We live in a moment when the noise of the world can make the heart feel very far away from itself, from others, from meaning. Tatev asks nothing of your creed, your culture, or your politics. It asks only that you arrive with enough stillness to receive what is here, an ancient demonstration that the human being is capable of immense beauty, immense endurance, and immense love. That even after a catastrophe, even after genocide, after silence, something tender and luminous can remain and can welcome you in. Come to Tatev, feel the brisk mountain air in your lungs as a kind of baptism. Stand at the edge of the plateau and look over the gorge and let yourself be small in the most liberating sense of the word. Find Father Michael, if he is there, and notice what happens when you meet a human being who has made peace with life completely, and carry it back with you. Whatever you find, the world needs it.